Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
How are we doing on quorum?
We have, by my count, we have 7 voting members, and we would need 11 to have a quorum.
So not great. All right. Well, we may not get a minute vote then this summer, which I think is probably okay. So let's just dive in.
Sounds
Till
good.
August.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Let's see. Councilor LaPierre just arrived, and so we have 8. So we're closer. So we'll keep one eye on the group and see if we actually get to a quorum.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'll share my screen. Hey, you should all be able to see that.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Similar format to recent months. We'll go over the budget, construction progress, talk about schedule, and then I have some words at the end about the upcoming Lynn Side Out Festival. Oops. Well, this is tabled anyway, but I've got that yellow note should go away. Lynn, would you kindly bring us through the budget update?
Sure. We have committed 96% of the budget and have expended 50% to date. And construction progress is at about 48% complete.
Wow. Moving.
So with cash flow, again, we're a year behind, but it is following pretty similarly to where we would have been had we been a year earlier. So we're in good shape in terms of the cash flow and progress of construction.
Thank you, Lynn. Any questions about that before we move on to construction?
Nope.
Great. All right. Mr. Mosley, would you kindly take us through?
Certainly can. Good evening, everyone.
Good
So
evening.
progress here, the first photos, week ending 7/17, so we're talking just about a month ago, right? Still going real heavy with interior framing and MEP overhead roughing. So you see an area which is likely on the second floor of the building on the left side of the screen. You see ducts up, sprinklers up, HVAC piping's up and insulated. So we're doing really well progressing with overhead rough on the second floor. Also see on the right, door frame installation ongoing. This is likely a screenshot from snippet from the third floor. You see some pipes up, not quite as far along, right? We're working 2, 3. We're actually going to jump down to 1 and do some work there, and then 4, and then 5. So all the floors are at different stages of the same process, but you're going to see some of that progress throughout the presentation tonight. Highlighting what we've been doing outside. So if you've driven by, you've probably seen it's very active from framing, boarding, sheathing, window install. So highlighted here in the middle is some window install and a full wall of AVB that's been completed. They're making great progress there. We actually had an internal window test that passed a few weeks ago. Got some push on some more windows going in. And we have our first window test slated for about 2 weeks from now, formally with the commissioning agent, and then another one a few days later. So we're really going to start getting into that exterior envelope commissioning process, which is key for us to keep moving on the facade. On the left here is a shot from the parking lot, basically the site trailer. So looking at the south side of the building, that was kind of our last zone to really start to close in. So that's kind of what you see starting to come together now here. Still going real hard on framing. There's even been a lot more progress since the last 10 or so days since these photos were on. And on the right, another huge milestone we hit was setting the roof curbs for all our rooftop units. So you may have seen a crane in there, setting all those RTUs. We're now in the active process of doing our duct pipe conduit connections into those curbs, with another big date coming in a couple weeks on 8/24. You're going to see a very large crane similar to the one when we were erecting structural steel in order to actually fly up all these large RTUs. So the week of 8/24 is going to be very busy on site getting the big pieces of equipment that we pre-purchased up onto the roof, which is fantastic for us. So more shots here. This is on the left is the east facade. So this has continued to progress. And then when I show you some drone shots later, you're going to see that we've now actually started to AVB some of that area. And on the right here is the progress of the windows. So they're working sequentially across an elevation to get in as many windows as they can. And they're doing quite well from a production standpoint. All right, another big thing we talked about a lot was our permanent power. So on the site, we have placed our transformer pad. We did all our duct bank out to where National Grid needs to install the new pole, which they are currently scheduled to do the 19th. We have bollards on order that'll be here in the next couple of weeks, which really gets us to be completely done at our transformer. Kind of checks that box so National Grid knows, hey, you're next and we're ready for you there. So we are in a good place as long as the powers that be and National Grid is able to come on the August 19th date to maintain our permanent power by Thanksgiving. So we still have a little buffer, like we like to build in when some things are not in our control, such as National Grid. But we're in a great spot to be ready to have power to this building well ahead of when we're going to really need it to start commissioning. So that's in a great spot.
All right, let me see if I can stop sharing my screen. All right, Brandon, there we go.
All right, so I do apologize. We had some technical difficulties. Oh,
I saw Mr. Makua had his hand up for a moment.
I'll wait. Sorry about that. I'll wait until.
Yeah, I'll wait.
okay.
I'll wait.
We did have some issues with our drone video, but I have a couple of drone images to show you that were from yesterday morning. So this is a shot looking at the north facade. So you see where my mouse is, a lot of windows are in. They're working from this east side to the west. Sorry, west side to east, right to left on the image. You see a lot of things going on at once. Our rooftop curbs are set, and we have some folks working on those connections, like I said. We have roof blocking ongoing, some more folks installing windows, and some more folks detailing AVB. So we really are strategically getting those subs to work sequentially to keep us moving forward. And then I did get one more that worked. This is a look at the east facade. So they've started to wrap from north down to east with this AVB. They're going to continue in this fashion. We have a good sized crew from Beacon doing the AVB. They've been doing a great job. So detailing around windows, and then they fall back and do the entire facade strip. So in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see that entire thing covered in that aluminum foil faced AVB. So it's going to be looking like a spaceship before we get ahead of our masonry. I guess that's another good thing to highlight. We did mobilize the mason on exterior facade. So they have started, we kind of start slowly with some layout and mock-ups in place to make sure that everyone's going to be happy with how everything's going to be, how it's all going to look with brick coursing and joints and such. And then they're really going to get going into that next week. They're going to be starting on the northwest corner, which is over here, kind of working their way around, similar to how we're doing the windows. All right. Does anyone have any questions?
I think Flory was first, and then Tom had a question as well.
All right.
Yeah,
Just real quick. Do we have a generator? I don't remember exactly on the project. And where exactly is that located on the site?
So yes, we do have a generator.
Yeah.
This road that we currently have as a ramp for access for the site, eventually there is a retaining wall that comes straight across.
All right. Yeah.
So it's going to sit at the higher elevation and the lower elevation. It's going to sit right here at the end of this kind of dead end street area. So we got a little ways to go, so we don't block ourselves from access.
Okay.
And then we start prepping that.
If you can just tell me like right now with OSC meetings, how's everyone interacting? Any issues that we need to know? Any clashes or?
No, I mean everyone's worked well together through anything we have found, right? We know it's construction. What can go wrong will. I'm not going to say it's been perfect, but we've found what we have found, we've worked through really well. We have honestly a great group of trades and everyone on the construction team working very well together through MEP coordination. We've now transitioned to install type meetings and talking about anything that just needs to be really fine tuned. But
Okay.
that's all going well, and yeah, the team's working well together.
All right, perfect. And then, Craig, at what point do we maybe set up a tour for us to stop by and take a look at the progress?
I think that's a great idea. We had that in our minds, kind of maybe a next year thing once the site's a little bit more navigable.
Okay.
I guess maybe I can talk offline with the city and see, what point, sort of coordinate with them, what point they want to have a big tour, because I do think that would be a lot of fun to get everybody together and see the progress.
Right, right. Okay.
I'd love to be there during the roughs, really, but
Right,
being in the
exactly.
business, you know.
Yeah.
All right, duly
Brandon, I was
noted.
just going to ask you, I saw some yellow cabling. Is that Cat 5 in the first screenshot that went up? Is that Cat 5 cable going in?
I'd have to double check the picture for you, Tom, to be sure. I
It'll
don't
be
know
the
if Greg, you
first,
have that. It's
it'll
very
be the
possible
first.
it's temp
Yeah, 6
electric
probably
because
by
we
now.
have not pulled
Seven?
any wire
Okay.
yet.
All
So
right.
it's likely the temp light stringer. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, we have not
Okay. All right.
until we get a little further with the windows and we know we're closer to that weather tight for a bigger portion of the building where conduits are going, right? But we're holding off on pulling wire until we get a little bit more weather tight.
All right. Great. So it's just 10.
Yep,
Thank you.
just temp.
Okay. Yeah, just
I'd
Craig.
still like to walk through during rough areas. I was in the business. I understand the business. So I would
Yep.
love to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you can get back to us when you get a chance.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure we could work something out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Brandon about the construction? And actually, a little more construction talk or update. So this is our milestone slide, which we've been developing over the course of the last couple months. It just gives a little snapshot. So interior masonry, stairs 2 and 3 are essentially complete, and stair 1, which is the third large stair, is in progress. You saw some of the images of the interior framing. Levels 2 and 3 are mostly done. Level 4 is sort of up next. Spray fireproofing is largely done except for touch-ups. And as we were seeing, the MEP is progressing nicely. Second floor, third floor, fourth floor, the hangars are ongoing, the installation of the hangars. And then we saw all that progress on the exterior. A lot of the images we showed tonight and Brandon showed were demonstrating that progress on the exterior. And yeah, it's looking like a real building.
Yes, it is.
On for our schedule, not much new here. We moved the line over to August so you can see where we are relative to the overall construction process beyond that halfway point. For upcoming meetings, our next regularly scheduled meeting is September 16th. You'll notice, or may have noticed, that a couple days ago I sent around new email invitations for October, November, and December. So those should be in your email inbox. If you don't see those for some reason, please let me know, and I'll figure out how to get you those invitations and links. And then also on the topic of meetings, as previously discussed, on September 3rd, we're going to hold a meeting with the direct abutters to talk about the plantings on the north and east property lines. And in advance of that meeting, our intent is to send the building committee an email with the slideshow in it, just so that you are aware of what's being presented. And in case you run into somebody in your daily travels and they want to talk about it or have questions about it, you'll at least be informed with the presentation and the slides. Okay, so upcoming fun events, the Lynn Side Out Festival scheduled for September 12th. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We went to this as a project. We went to this 2 years ago in 2024 before construction began, and had a great time. I got to talk to a lot of people who are curious about the project, and it's a nice opportunity to engage the public. Now, this year, we have the benefit of also being able to show a ton of progress and to help satisfy the public's curiosity about how the project is going. And, they can get little glimpses of it over the temporary construction fence, but we'll have some, poster boards, maybe a drone fly through, an informational handout, and maybe some kid-themed giveaways. So we've got plans in progress, plans in motion to be there and have a table. But what we also think would be nice is if a few of the SBC members wanted to come volunteer and work at the table. I say work, but it's really just hanging out and chatting with people. So if you are interested and available, we'd love to have you. You don't have to be there for the full 4 hours between consigli and left field and RDA. We'll have someone there. But it might be a fun opportunity for you all to get out there and kind of chat with the people.
Greg, put me down for it. Tom Mannion, I'm in.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I'll volunteer too, Craig. Brian LaPierre.
Fantastic. That sounds great. And if anyone else wants to participate, just shoot me an email, and we'll make sure you've got an opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the committee? All right, just put up here a regular slide just to keep the people, give the public the access to our project website, which we continue to update on a weekly basis with new images from construction. And of course, this video and all the others will be on our YouTube channel. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's all we had.
We will follow up on the site visit tour and let everyone know about that. And thank you to the volunteers for Lynn Side Out. I look forward to seeing you all there. We'll be there as well, of course. It's a great event. And thank you everybody for the progress. It's so exciting. Really appreciate it. I hope everyone's having a great summer.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thanks.